Hey guys, Michelle just Playin here. And I wanted to touch on a few things that is really I guess you could say grind my gears. I'm not going to try to make this video too long, but I got a few things that I want to say. And it's, basically about guns and stupidity. I've been a gun owner for, I don't know, about maybe 6 years now. Probably about 6 years now. I've been a gun owner. And before I had my own weapon, I was basically an anti-gunner. Not in a bad way, but because I didn't grow up with a dad, so we didn't go hunting. My mom had, her guns for killing snakes and stuff like that, but no hunting. So I wasn't trained, I wasn't educated on firearms or anything. I didn't have any uncles or brother, my brother didn't hunt, didn't have no uncles that lived near me. I had nobody that done any of that stuff, so I didn't care, I guess, either way about guns. I didn't shoot a gun until I was like 30 years old. And that's why I wanted to do it. And I'm not going to sit here and be Miss Goody Two-Shoe, because when I got my gun permit, I didn't get it for all the right reasons. We had a situation where my daughter had a boyfriend that wouldn't stay away, and it caused me to want to get a firearm. Not to do anything bad to him, but to maybe that he knew that I had it and that he would stay away. Although I never had to do any of that. We moved forward, he went about his business or whatever, but I still went on and got my gun permit and everything, and I was a gun owner. I have several guns, and this is my everyday carry, my ADC. Most of the time I carry, and I'm cool with it. But there's been a lot of stuff lately about people talking about guns and stuff, and I was talking with somebody the other day, and it just brought up this big, when I hear people talking about it, it really upsets me and pisses me off so bad. I just want to, spit nails. Guns don't kill people, people kill people. Guns have been around, how Lord knows, 1700s or probably before, way before that. But I'm just saying, that's, gives you an idea. Long time ago, people used to walk around in the westerns, western days, excuse me, I watch a lot of westerns, so constantly. They just walked around. It was nothing to them to see a gun on their side. The town knew. Everybody, even the women carried small firearms in their little pouches that they carried with them in their dolled up dresses. It's been around for eons. People know this. And now you walk around with a gun on your hip or something, and people is pointing at it, and they're like, oh my God, they got a gun. Oh my God. I don't have it pointed at you, do I? If I don't have it pointed at you, then you don't need to be worried about me. You need to be worried about the person that you don't see the gun that they have hidden, and they don't have a concealed carry. They don't have a permit to have one, period, and it's not registered. That's the ones you got to worry about. Don't worry about what I'm carrying, because I'm going to be protecting myself and my kids and possibly you. And I see that a lot. And then I hear about it on TV constantly. Oh my gosh, and I don't get into politics and all that. I read it, I know what's going on. I'm not stupid to the fact. I just don't like talking about it because it gets me pissed off. So I just leave it alone. But you hear constantly, the gun this, gun this, gun this, gun. You know what? It all comes down to being educated about gun rules, safety, how to use them, go to the range. What you can, what you can't do. I heard something the other day. A guy in Virginia shot himself while he was cleaning his gun. It was loaded. He hadn't even unloaded the gun, and he was cleaning the thing. Seriously, just common sense needs to kick in. You can't clean a loaded gun. Where do you get your teachings from? That's what I'm talking about it. And now that he's done this, you got people saying, oh my gosh, if he hadn't had a gun, he would still be alive. No, if he was smart enough and used common sense, he would have unloaded it. I don't even know how he was cleaning his gun, because even with my gun, I unload it and break it down. There's no bullets in the chamber. It's the first thing you think of. That makes no sense. And what he did not do all that and tried to clean it. I don't know why he was trying to skip steps, but you can't do that. But anyway, stuff like that irks me because, you know, that's what's going to cause our weapons to be taken from us. That's what's going to cause. And this is just my opinion, guys. You ain't got to agree with me. It doesn't matter anyway, because everybody's got their own opinion. I'm just saying that it just, you know, the guns don't kill people. People kill people. And another thing, too, is that it starts at home. You need to teach your children gun safety. You need to teach your children. I can leave my gun laying around and my children do not touch it. Do not. They know not to. Okay? And we have taught them that. That is a crucial thing. Even when I was growing up, my grandma had her gun out, my mama had her guns out and stuff, and everybody else's. I knew not to touch it. I knew because it was not mine, first of all. And I knew that it would hurt you. So I had no interest in it. But unless you educate your children, your family members, your neighbors, your church family, anybody that says they're anti-gun, whatever, ask them why they're anti-gun. Maybe you can fix it. And if you can just fix one person and change their mind, they can change 10 people's minds. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like that at first. I didn't care either way. I wasn't really an anti-gunner. I just had never had an interest in it. As I got older and I had kids and my kids were getting older and stuff, then I took an interest in it because I'm like, you know, I really need this. But it's all in educating them about firearms and stuff. And it starts at home. Another thing I want to say too is that, you know, I'm not a drinker. I used to be back in the day and I'm not anymore. But you know what? If your ass was at home at 2 o'clock in the morning instead of that bar down the street, you wouldn't have got shot. I mean, drink at home where it's safe. And especially if you got people that hate you and you've made them hate you and you run with the wrong crowd, or you allow your children to run with the wrong crowd, it starts at home. You can stop it or start it because you have up until age 18 to tell them what they can and can't do. And if you say no, you can't, there's ways of doing it. You got to keep your eyes on them. But I'm just saying that a lot of people wouldn't get killed if they were where they're supposed to be. Just because there's a bar up the road, you ain't got to go 10 times a week. And then you go to the bar and then you show out because you can't hold your alcohol. And then here's somebody with a gun. I mean, I just, you know, I think about these things. Well, if they had been home, you know, blah, blah, blah. But that's just my thinking. That's my personal opinion. That ain't nobody, it's just my personal opinion. I'm a homebody, so, you know, I think that it starts at home for everybody, and educating your kids, your grandkids, your mom, dad, whatever, about gun safety, what you can't take them. I mean, I took my little boy, I have one child that's interested and one child that's not. I don't push it on him, but he knows. But my son has shot the gun and everything, and he knows about safety. It's just educating. Do your best. If you don't know, ask somebody who does. And, you know, there's gun communities out there. There's gun ranges. People will show you the proper way. There's classes you can go to and sign up for. And there's even free stuff out there. So, I mean, there's somebody you know somewhere that knows about guns. Somebody that hunts. Somebody that does stuff like that can show you the proper way to do it if you ever have questions. Don't fear to ask somebody before you put your hands on a weapon and you don't know what you're doing. Another thing too I want to touch on is when you have a gun, this is a sidearm, okay? This is a normal thing right here, to see people walk around with it. But when you take your AK or your ARs and you throw them across your back and you decide you're going to go down to the Food Line, Kroger's, Myers, wherever you live at, and you're going to strut through the store with that AR on your back, you're going to have people looking at you. You're going to have people scared because they don't know about guns and nobody's willing to teach them about it. You got kids that are scared, so therefore when they see that big old gun, they're going to be scared and they're not going to want to, they're going to hate guns because it is, it just makes them feel uncomfortable and stuff, and we don't want that. So when you carry your sidearms and stuff, don't try to go out there. I know there's people that's got their ARs and stuff blinged out, pimped out. I mean, you spend a lot of money on them. You know, go down to the shooting range or the turkey shoot or whatever you want to do and show that shit off down there. But when you go into a grocery store or somewhere like that, take in consideration of who might see you. Don't say, well, fuck it, I don't care, it's my gun. Don't have the attitude, because that's a piss poor attitude that you don't need to have. Have the attitude is that, you know, if you put this big AR in your bag that's all decked out, and there's a 5-year-old or 2-year-old that that they know nothing about guns, never seen a gun in real life, and they see that, they're going to be scared. And you're going to cause us to have yet another anti-gun on our hands, which down the line, in years to come, they're going to continue to try to take our stuff away. And I'm sorry, but I feel there's going to be a point in time, it may not be why I'm still living, but our children need the safety. So we got to fight while we're still here for our children to be able to still carry their weapons, to protect themselves when we're not going to be here to protect them, because we're going to be gone. Our time's going to be up. We're going to be old. It's gone. Who's going to protect them when we're gone, people? Who's going to protect I'm not going to be here. I can't do it. So you need to think about that. So every impression you make on these little kids and all these anti-gunners with your big blinged out, pimped out weapons and stuff, you're hurting us. You're not helping us. That is for the turkey shoot or the shooting range with your buddies or wherever that you're going. But it's not for Kroger's, Myers, Food Line, or the gas, you know, it's just not. So be smart and think about what you're doing, because you're making an impression. And like they say, first impressions stick on the little kids that see you, or the people that see you that don't know about guns. It sets a bad example, and I don't like that. Like I said, this is just my personal opinion, and this is what I think, and it doesn't matter. I mean, everybody else does it. Everybody on YouTube puts what they want on their channels, and they say whatever they want to say, whether I agree with it or not. And so I'm putting mine on there too. It's just think about what you're doing when you're having your weapon. Think about who's around you. Who are you trying to impress somebody? Or are you trying to make sure that you're safe and that your children are safe, or your mother and father are safe, or the next person in line is safe? Little old woman, little old lady that doesn't have a gun and somebody comes in. I mean, what are you trying to do? Impress or help? I mean, that's the question I have for you. But anyway, guys, yeah, I always have these little things in my head that just run through my head, and I want to just spit it out, and I don't, because there's so many people that, you know, they like it, they don't like it, but you know what? This is something that I'm passionate about, and I just feel that it starts at home. That's just like kids getting in trouble and stuff. It starts at home. You had them, you made them, and, you know, you have to teach them the right and proper way, the best to your ability. And, you know, firearms is one of the biggest things I feel right now. If they are, you know, if they're depending on what type of person or what kind of, you know, kid it is, but I'm saying that this is the future that they're not going to have if we continue to do stupidity. They're going to take our weapons away from us, and we're not going to have anything for our children to leave to them, and that would be sad. I couldn't be on my deathbed and know that my kids couldn't protect themselves. I really couldn't, and that's something I think everybody should think about, for sure. Think about it. But anyway, guys, if you guys got any questions, comments, you know, leave them below, and I'll do my best to get back and answer them. I just, you know, want to touch base on this because it just really, it bothers me a lot. And, you know, even talking about my kids, I worry about my kids and their future. I worry about their safety. You know, are they going to be able to defend themselves? Are they going to be, you know, and every parent should worry about that. If you have kids, young kids. I mean, like I said, you're not going to live forever. Think about that. You're not going to be here. You're going to be gone. And when you're gone, are they capable of using a firearm if somebody breaks in on them or tries to carjack them or tries to kidnap them? I mean, are they prepared? Did you do the best that you could? Did you do everything in your ability to make sure? And if you don't have kids, what about your mother, your father, a close friend's children, your church family? I mean, did you do everything that you could do? I mean, you know, everybody needs to carry. I don't do it as much as I should, and that's my bad. And I'm going to try to change that here real soon because I am an open carry state. I do not have my concealed. I'd rather carry open carry because 9 times out of 10 somebody's not going to mess with you. Even though you concealed carry, I've seen several recently concealed carried and they've imprinted like it. I mean, they do it purposely. How can you conceal carry your weapon in the front of your shirt and tuck your shirt in? I mean, and you can see the whole outline of the gun. I mean, it's just people aren't. So just open carry. But anyway, guys, any questions, comments, leave them below. Sorry if this was long, if everybody hung out to the end. I thank you very much. I love all my YouTubers and my close-knit family YouTubers. You know who you are. But it's just something passionate in my heart that I want to tell you guys about and say and talk about because it's so important because some people don't think about it because once you put it in words, I've had tons of people say, well, you know, I didn't ever think of it that way. I didn't never, you know, because the thought didn't cross their mind. So please, you know, let the thought cross your mind and prepare your family for anything. Maybe it's not a firearm. There's knives. There's, you know, anything. Any kind of thing that can be a weapon that you know that they're capable of learning. Try to teach them. You know, just put it out there and do the best you can. And if you do the best that you can and you put forth effort and they just didn't somehow get it or weren't interested, then you know what? You're good to go because you tried. But, alright guys, love you. Have a good one.